My name is Helen Mcdonnell. I'm a Belfast-based tattoo artist. I've been here over 20 years now, and I own Skullduggery Tattoo. Yeah, so I grew up in the 80s in a small town village in Ireland, and I suppose quite a creative family. My mother is a textile artist, and my father was a woodworker, and both teachers as well. So my upbringing would have always been very DIY. You make everything yourself, and it was a good environment to be in. Although, you know, as a child or a teenager, you're craving for the same things as everybody else, like that's bought from a shop, but that didn't happen. So yeah, it was a good start to life in a happy childhood in the countryside, essentially. My friends that I had in my teenage years, all of us would have been quite alternative and into an alternative music scene. And I suppose like Drogheda was an interesting little town that it had a weird venue that was a boxing club, and lots of bands kind of travelled through there. So from an early-ish age, I was always into something that was alternative, punky, darker. And so when I moved to Dublin to try and get into art college, that's what I gravitated towards. I gravitated towards the music and the visuals and the kind of artistic side of punk movement. And very early on, so I was trying to get into art college, but a kind of sequence of events happened. I was like the right place at the right time, that I went and got my first tattoo in Johnny Eagle's on Capel Street. There was only 2 tattoo studios in Dublin at that stage, and I was very naive. Went and got my first tattoo and asked for a job at the same time. And it, like I said, right place, right time. They were looking to expand, and they had the debate of whether a woman could actually tattoo. So when you have no other women tattooing at that stage, and Alan Halpin, or Alan Eagle as he's known, took a huge chance on me, and he trained me up, and then I apprenticed under Alan. I have a lovely piece from Thomas Reddery, which sits over a piece from Horiosi III. I know some people will react to that. This is from Javier Garcia. This is a piece from Dr. Lacra. Oh, very dry piece from Bianca Bergen. Morag Sangster did that. Hands inked by Agna. This is by Philip Blue. This was done in Tahiti. This is done by Agna, hands inked. So I have the honour of having a malu, and this is done by Paolo Suluape. Also on the front, I have a tattoo from his brother, Vitello Suluape, which was done in Samoa. Again, traditional tools. Interesting. I mean, I can't really answer that, but he knows that I was dedicated from an early age. And I did end up getting into art college. So I went to NCAD art college and tattooed at the same time, and quickly decided tattooing was my passion, not art college. So I focused on that. We think it was October 87 that I started tattooing. Sure. First of all in Capel Street with Johnny Eagle, Alan Eagle, or Alan Halpin, and then we moved to a studio called The Mint, and it was hit the ground running. It was a baptism of fire. So I was straight in there, and again, very naive. And at that stage, tattooing was very secretive. They wouldn't, they never told me how they made the needles, what the inks were, or anything else. You were just sat there and you did the flash that was on the walls, and it was extremely busy studio. It was a walk-in street shop, and I just had this urge to go traveling. It was something in me that said I had to go, and my choice was to go to Scotland. And then there was another right time, right place. So I bumped into Morag Sangster. That was the only other woman I'd met tattooing, only other woman I'd heard of tattooing, bar some magazines, some women in the States, like Cindy Ray and people like this. So myself and Morag kind of joined forces and we helped teach each other then at that stage. But yeah, it definitely gave me a lot of like an insight into tattooing, because it was such a street shop that from morning till night you were crazy busy, and you had to like get rid of your nerves and just sit there and do it. Like it was the baptism. Like if you didn't survive doing that, there was no point in continuing, basically.
Yeah.
So we are at Flax Art Workshops. This is a project I've been working on for about 6 months. This place that we're standing in is a digital fabrication workshop. So these pieces have been laser cut and they're going to be exhibited. So it's part of an artist edition that will be shown in Threshold Art Gallery. It is inspired by tramp art frames. So I'm approaching this kind of differently because these pieces are getting laser cut first of all, and then I'm making them into picture frames, which are again inspired by the whole look of tramp art frames, which is something that kind of gained popularity in the late 1800s, early 1900s in America, even though it possibly came from Europe, from Northern Europe. So these pieces are laser cut, and then I have stained them, and some of them I've carved into also. And yeah, it's kind of inspired by something that's quite an older style, not really well known. And yeah, the War Zone was a very special place. So I have to say, so the War Zone was a music collective, all volunteer based. I mean, calling it War Zone obviously is provocative and reflective of the fact that Belfast, Northern Ireland at that stage, is still a war zone. And the cafe that was run there was called Gyros, and all volunteer based. So this is where the War Zone Centre was. It was open from 91 to 2003. The punk DIY venue that we were all involved in. We had a cafe here, there was a recording studio, and also a gig venue. So this is where so many DIY bands and bands touring from different countries played at. Hugely important in my life. I was also tattooing at the time, but at that stage not in a studio. So this was like really underground and really exciting, especially in a city that was really difficult to live in. This was the place for everybody to come together, be creative, and a really interesting subculture. Like so many bands travelled through Belfast.
In the merry month of June, from me home I started, left the girls of June, so nearly broken hearted, saluted father dear, kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, me grief and tears to smother, then off to reap the corn, leave where I was born.
So as you can see, I'm a bit of a collector and hoarder. These are some of the pieces that I have collaborated with hand inked Agna. So yeah, these are two of the items we've worked on together. This was made by a woman called Megan in the States, done by Nacho Eterno. Another project I did a few years back, which was in the London Tattoo Convention, exhibited there in the London Tattoo Convention. Fairly decent collection of books from over the years. This is another piece by Hans Inkt. This piece up here is by Error, Rudy Fritsch, Rotor, Javier Garcia, 2 pieces that he gave me. A little painting by Darren McCrellis. This is a Rosy Reaper, Bianca Bergen. There's some pieces from Bob Gertz, more original artwork from Darren McCrellis.
Punt the hair and turn her down the rocky road and all the ways to Dublin, whack in Dublin next to ride, I thought it's such a pity to be so soon deprived the view of that my city. Then I took a stroll out among the quality bundle it was stolen.
A really open person, I guess. It's always like open to new ideas, open to new people. It's always like really interested in what other people have to say. There's like that openness. She always, I guess, has like a humility in her life. She's always is eager to see what other people can bring, and even after like over 30 years of tattooing, she's still like learning and still trying to expand on what she's doing.
It's great, yeah. I mean, for the most part, she tends to just sort of erupt through the door, tattoo at lightning speed, get her work done, and then she's away somewhere else. Like she's either off to like make something, or she's got people over staying at her house, or she's, you know, 1,000,001 things going on all the time. So yeah, and obviously she's worked in here for like 22 years now, so tends to just be in, bang, out again. But she's always got things on the go, so yeah, it's always a bit of a whirlwind when she's around, but yeah, it's brilliant. It's a good atmosphere. With Helen, I think a big thing is opportunities tend to open up. Like we ended up tattooing at the Ulster Museum and things like that. Helen just seems to be able to find and create all these different opportunities. So there's all kinds of, I pretty much do the same work as I have done for years, but tend to do it in weirder places now. It's just, yeah.
We quickly cleared the way for the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Punt the hair and turn her down the rocky road.
I've tried many different things, and when we started first, you pretty much had to learn everything. That was the way it was in the studios. So you were doing like Japanese work when you didn't really know anything about it. So, you know, I'm guilty of a lot of tattoos that I look back and I'm going, I would have do differently now, you know. So all of that, you know, I meet friends now who have got tattoos I've done years ago. Can I fix that up for you, please? You know, it just happens. It's the way it is. It's a lifetime of work and how your styles change.
Do you think there ever will be a time where you stop tattooing?
I don't really feel like stopping right now. I've definitely slowed down a bit.
Yeah.
I've definitely changed the focus a little bit, where I really love doing these different art projects. So they do take a bit of time, and I have to be aware of not feeling burnt out by it. Because when I tattoo, I want to be able to sit there in that moment and give that person everything that I have. And I feel that's very important. Opening the studio was important for the fact of I had trouble for so many years and seen so many studios that were unapproachable. So my idea with this studio was, at that time, it was all female working, and I wanted it to be a space that was inclusive, and for people to see that it's not essentially an elitist art. You know, it is accessible and it's for everybody to have. Well, I think tattooing has got so many different levels to it. It brought me down a spiritual path. It's also I'm hugely grateful that people trust me to do my artwork on them. So there's many different levels to tattooing as far as I'm concerned. It can be as simple as a design, a motif that somebody gets. But I think there's something really special that happens when you tattoo somebody. And that can only help you to reflect on yourself and how you are with people.